Feels like my skull's on fire, but I'm good.
Or fire. Lots of fire. Alright guys, well Keanu Reeves is now rumored to be Ghostwriter in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, and with all the talks of Keanu Reeves being in the MCU, this actually sounds like a really great fit. We're gonna watch the video from the Cosmic Wonder, our great friend Warren, who by the way, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, we did a Fantastic Four discussion with the guy right here on this channel. There's a link in the description box, link in the pinned comment for you guys to go check that out. Warren is great on getting the down low on all the hottest takes and the hottest rumors going around, and a lot of the time they end up being right. So let's see what he has to say for this one.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about all things relating to Marvel and, of course, the MCU. Now, even though, unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, Marvel has had to adjust their schedule a little bit and delay some upcoming productions as well. However, nothing is going to fully stop Marvel from eventually releasing all of their titles.
Can never stop
today
Marvel.
We're going to talk about something that I know many fans have been waiting for a very long time: Ghostwriter in the MCU. And not only the possibility of Ghostwriter entering the MCU, but him entering in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and possibly Keanu Reeves playing the part. If you're new, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things relating to the MCU, and so you can enter my giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox One or a PS4. I'm picking a winner at 550,000 subscribers. Now, obviously, this is super exciting news. Ghostwriter coming to the MCU, but what is really interesting is where this report is coming from. You all may remember the Twitter account Roger Wardell. He's the person that leaked a ton of information about Avengers Endgame, all of which ended up being 100% true. Literally everything that he said months before Avengers Endgame came out that was going to happen, happened. And he's been quiet for a while, but a new account has popped up.
He was in
instead
jail.
Of Roger Wardell. It is called Wardell Roger with the same name, Roger Wardell. It's widely believed that this is his new account and he was locked out of his old one, most likely for leaking very accurate information about the MCU. And in his new report, he has tweeted, "Return of the Darkhold will be fundamental for upcoming WandaVision. Captain Britain and Ghostwriter in Doctor Strange 2, events of both the show and movie will prepare the ground for Doctor Doom's debut." So, as you can see here, to this new Roger Wardell account, there is a lot coming to the MCU. So, let's break this down piece by piece, starting with the Darkhold.
That would be
The
so
Darkhold,
cool.
also known as the Book of Sins or the Book of Spells, is an ancient book of spells and unspeakable power. This book was created by dark matter from hell. It is said to contain infinite knowledge, and over the course of history in the comics, many people have searched for it, including Red Skull, Daniel Whitehall, and Nick Fury himself. Now, the very interesting part about this report is that Roger Wardell says that the Darkhold is going to be fundamental for the upcoming WandaVision series. And based off of everything that we know, there is going to be a connection to it. We know that the WandaVision series is going to explore more of the actual Scarlet Witch and her powers. We also know that Agatha Harkness is going to be in the WandaVision series as well, and in the comics, she's an actual witch who helps and trains Wanda. And it's pretty much all but confirmed that this is the character that Catherine Hahn is going to be playing in the series. Not to mention, we also have some leaked photos of the WandaVision series of the Salem Witches. So in this series, they're going to explore more of Wanda as a witch. There's going to be actual spells. And as you can see, there will be other witches in this series as well, which means one of them will most likely have the Darkhold, or Mephisto, the ruler of the Hell Dimension himself, could even make an appearance. After all, he is deeply connected to Doctor Doom. But more about that when we talk about Doctor Doom. The next part of this report says Captain Britain and Ghostwriter in Doctor Strange 2. Ghostwriter in Doctor Strange 2 is something that fans have been predicting and wanting for a pretty long time, especially if Doctor Strange 2 is going to explore more of the mystic side. Now, most people know that there are many different versions of Ghostwriter, but for this sake, we're going to be talking about Johnny Blaze. And the reason for that is because of the connection with Mephisto. In order to save the life of his father, stunt motorcyclist Johnny Blaze agreed to give his soul to Satan, who of course was later revealed to be an archdemon named Mephisto. This turned him into the supernatural Ghostwriter. Now, Johnny Blaze's Ghostwriter is widely believed to be one of the most powerful Marvel characters ever created. In fact, in the World War Hulk series, it was stated by Doctor Strange himself that Ghostwriter might be equally as powerful as the Green Scar persona of Hulk and could possibly defeat him. And now it seems like he's going to be making his official MCU debut in Multiverse of Madness, which is something that Kevin Feige has briefly hinted at in an interview. A few months ago, when he was speaking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he did mention that we are going to be getting a new character, and this is what he said in the interview. Sometimes you're choosing a title hero, choosing which main character or main team you want to bring to the screen, and oftentimes it's as you're making and developing the movie, asking who will come into it and who will fit into it. The next Doctor Strange film, for instance, features some new MCU characters which will be making their debut in that movie. You won't expect or won't guess who it is, but we found a cool way to make it work because we want to make a particular type of movie there. And there was a character who we always wanted to do something with who will fit really well there. And that's coming directly from the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige. And it sounds like the way that they're going to make this character work is perhaps through WandaVision and the Darkhold. It's very clear that spells and witches are going to be involved in the series, but whether or not Mephisto is actually going to be making an appearance is unknown yet. However, it does seem to be going this way, although he may not be portrayed as a Satan-like figure. But eventually, Johnny Blaze goes on to learn that he has been bonded with the demon Zarathos. This is right around Doctor Strange's alley, as he normally deals with extra-dimensional demons, spirits, and deities.
So
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness could be the perfect opportunity to introduce Johnny Blaze. And according to Roger Wardell, it's going to happen. Now, recently you may have heard rumors that Keanu Reeves is in talks to play Ghostwriter, a role that I think many fans would definitely be excited to see him play. And we do know that Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios have been meeting with Keanu Reeves about the perfect role for him to play to finally get him in the MCU. And Kevin Feige has even recently admitted this. He said that they meet with Keanu for every movie that they make, discussing every possible character that he could play. Unfortunately, they haven't found the perfect role for him yet, which is why we haven't seen him in the MCU. But perhaps they have found that perfect role with Ghostwriter. This is the same thing that happened with Jake Gyllenhaal. Kevin Feige said that they met with him many different times until they finally found the role of Mysterio, which was perfect for him, and then they cast him. It sounds like that may be the case for Keanu Reeves and Ghostwriter, and perhaps he could be making his appearance in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Then the account reported that Captain Britain is going to be making his debut in Multiverse of Madness.
That's what I'm really excited
Now, it was actually expected that Captain Britain could make his MCU debut in Spider-Man Far From Home because they mentioned the multiverse. For those of you who do not know, Captain Britain has a very deep connection to the multiverse. His real name is Brian Braddock, and after getting into a motorcycle accident, Merlin, the great magician, and his daughter Roma appear to him and offer him the opportunity to become Captain Britain. He takes the responsibility, and Roma and Merlin grant him the powers and also the responsibility of protecting Britain in the Earth 616 universe, or the main Marvel Comics universe. He would later go on to find out that he was part of the Captain Britain Corps. The Captain Britain Corps consists of other Captain Britons from other universes, and collectively they are responsible for protecting the multiverse. And since Spider-Man Far From Home name-dropped multiverse, we all thought that he was going to appear. However, we know that Mysterio was lying. But that has all changed now thanks to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We know that the multiverse is very real and is coming. And not to mention, there was a major Easter egg for Captain Britain in Avengers Endgame. When Tony and Steve Rogers go back in time to Camp Lehigh, or the birthplace of Captain America, Steve is trying to avoid being spotted, and in order to do that, he hides in a random office. Of course, this turns out to be the office of Peggy Carter, and he ends up spotting her through the window of the office speaking with another agent. It was a very heartfelt moment which made people not really pay attention to the conversation that was being had between Peggy and the other agent. But in this conversation, Peggy Carter mentions something about someone named Braddock who hasn't checked in yet. Now, due to the fact that this is in 1970, it's probably not referring to Brian Braddock, but most likely referring to his father. His father, Sir James, and mother, Lady Elizabeth, worked in a laboratory when there was an accident and they were both killed. And since Peggy says Braddock hasn't checked in yet, this could be referring to the laboratory accident in which his father was killed. So, in Avengers Endgame, they name-drop Braddock, a Captain Britain Easter egg. And then, in the very next MCU film, Spider-Man Far From Home, they tease the multiverse. Now, of course, the multiverse wasn't really involved, but now we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which will introduce the true multiverse. And according to this report, will also introduce Captain Britain. And clearly this lines up and makes a ton of sense, because if the multiverse is going to be involved, the Captain Britain Corps is most likely going to be involved as well. And then the final report from this account is that Doctor Doom will eventually be introduced as well. And the events that take place in the WandaVision series and Multiverse of Madness will set him up. Now, Doctor Doom is an extremely powerful sorcerer, and so was his mother, and they both have a connection to what everybody else seems to have a connection to here, and that is Mephisto. Victor Von Doom, aka Doctor Doom's mother, Cynthia Von Doom, was a very talented witch. She was a good person who tried to protect her people, but due to being tricked by Mephisto, ends up being locked in hell. This leads to Doctor Doom making a deal with Mephisto that if he can defeat him, he'll let his mother go. Doctor Doom has yet to defeat Mephisto.
What's this movie gonna be about?
Has let Cynthia Von Doom go up to a higher plane, sometimes enabling contact between Victor Von Doom and his mother. It's widely believed that Cynthia Von Doom is going to be introduced during the Salem witch trials in WandaVision. And since it's likely that the Darkhold and Mephisto are going to be introduced during that series as well, or Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness, it seems like Cynthia Von Doom will end up being stuck in one of Mephisto's realms. This will undoubtedly lead to the introduction of Victor Von Doom, Cynthia's son, who of course will later go on to become Doctor Doom. Not to mention that the Fantastic Four are getting their own movie as well very soon, and Doctor Doom is a classic Fantastic Four villain. But Doctor Doom is one of the greatest Marvel villains of all time, so his role will no doubt be much larger than just a Fantastic Four villain. He will no doubt be one of the big bads that is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, let me know what you think about this report. Let me know what you think about Ghostwriter and the fact that Keanu Reeves could be playing him, Captain Britain, and Victor Von Doom. Be sure to comment down below and like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on to stay up to date on everything relating to Marvel and the MCU. For live updates, you can follow me on Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Well done.
Well done. Damn. Dude.
I'm very excited.
It's so crazy hearing about all this information of what could possibly come from Multiverse of Madness in particular, with WandaVision combined. We can't forget about that show. It seems like everything we're hearing that could possibly come from it are setting up a whole bunch of other things. And we're not really hearing too many reports or high speculation about what the actual plots of them are going to be. It's like we've heard some things, but we haven't really heard it fully. I guess the one thing that's been slightly concerning is if any of this is true, or even half of it, well, with all the lore that goes into all these characters, how much seed planting is there going to be involved in all of this? Because as cool as like Captain Britain, Doctor Doom, Salem witch trials getting involved, Ghostwriter, all that being infused into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that sounds grand, that sounds great, but I don't want overload of information. It's like the benefit of setting up these characters or introducing them or planting the seeds is the fact that you'll have a multiple episode series of WandaVision, and then you'll have a movie, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. It's not all going to be like jam-packed into one film, you know? Because it's Multiverse of Madness, I feel like that opens up a lot of room for speculation. You call it multiverse, you could pretty much throw anyone in there. You could speculate how this character could be introduced and how this character could be introduced.
You could put Batman in. One of these crosses over with the DC.
You could just introduce anyone because of the fact that it's multiverse, right? Every single rumor has to be taken with a grain of salt. I'm not familiar with this person that Warren is specifically name dropping here. That could lend some credibility. Tom Holland. Yeah.
It's his secret. He's like,
you're not going to let me do it. I'm going to do it anyway. I love the idea of these characters coming into play. I mean, Keanu Reeves as Ghostwriter does sound awesome. I mean, that seems like the main things you're hearing to be rumored for are Wolverine, Silver Surfer, and Ghostwriter. I personally think that out of all those three characters, Ghostwriter would be the best fit for him. Because Silver Surfer, you know, like I actually like briefly talk about this in that video we did with Warren. Like, I think he could bring the body language and the voice and everything, but you know, he's primarily covered up. He's mocapped. So, and I think we want to see his face. And while Johnny Blaze would be in Ghost Rider form, he'd be a skull. A lot of the time, he's not in the skull format. I feel like the personality of Johnny Blaze, with having a bit of that brooding, dark side to him, but also cool guy with the bikes.
Yeah,
I think would be a great fit for Keanu Reeves. I know Gabriel Luna was very much loved for his work on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I know, totally, oh my god, I'm brain farting right now, but it wasn't Johnny Blaze that he played. What was that guy's name?
Oh, no.
I'm one Google search away, and I'm not going to do it. I think that'd be a great tease if you're going to allude to Doctor Doom first before you even introduce the Fantastic Four, sort of edifying the legacy of the Doom family beforehand. That would be cool. And then Captain Britain sounds like with, DC working on their Green Lantern Corps, Marvel will be simultaneously working on their Captain Britain Corps world, protectors of the universe and the multiverse. All that does sound good. I just hope it's not overstuffed and that at the end of the day that we still get a strong hold and focus on these characters and their actual journeys. Like the thing that Multiverse of Madness has been exciting me for is not Doctor Strange at all. It's been exciting me for the multiverse, Yeah. And that's what I want to check out. Like WandaVision, I'm excited for seeing more of the witch side of Wanda. If anything, in the Easter eggs, I love what he pointed out with Endgame, name dropping Britain, because I never picked up on that. But some teases of those seeds kind of planted, I think would be the best fit. But then again, it's like if you imagine Doctor Strange in the multiverse, it could just be like a quick glimpse of something when they're transporting through portals and dimensions and stuff. And then, oh my god, hey, if you slow it down, you see him here. It could be something like that. John, thoughts?
I mean, this information is really exciting.
Very good. Subscribe to The Real Rejects.
These rumors lately have been getting me rather excited. I mean, the cool thing and the scary thing both is that I think that in this new phase, Marvel has kind of something to prove again. Endgame was such a culmination, obviously, that they're going to have to lay out new groundwork. And all this stuff sounds really exciting. I like the idea that the shows and the movies are going to interact, and I'm pretty much with you. I don't want it to all become Spider-Man 3, where there's like just a ton of stuff packed in. I think, bringing in Doctor Doom's mother's story into especially WandaVision would be a cool thing. Somebody commented on that last collab we did with Cosmic Wonder. I had never really found a role in my head for Keanu, and when somebody said Ghostwriter, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Especially because, you'd be coming off of Nick Cage, who's already a meme, and I feel like jumping from Nick Cage to Keanu is almost grounding it a little bit more, but while still remaining larger than life. And I feel like, that is a character that you can get. You don't need to get an unknown actor necessarily for. I feel like Ghostwriter has a larger than lifeness that carries that character more so than some of the other ones. I'm concerned in a sense because I don't fully trust when they say that certain movies are going to be this genre or that genre. But what I like hearing about the new phase of the MCU is that it sounds like we're going to be getting a lot of the magic, hellish stuff. They've already said the cosmic stuff, but those seem like the two new flavors is like the hellish horror side and then the cosmics.
I've actually recently been playing God of War. One thing that was really dawning on me, the amount of time they name drop Thor. You explore Norse and Greek mythology in that franchise. Thor being part of Norse mythology, I remember how cool it was when it felt like we were really exploring that, and we haven't really done. It's become more of a sci-fi space movie with Thor, and less of really capitalizing on the Norse mythology side of it.
On the Lord of the Ringsiness of it.
Yeah, and I think if we can get back or reel in a little bit more, maybe not necessarily Norse mythology, but kind of like that mythology we're all familiar with to a certain degree, even if we've only heard glimpses of it in our lifetime. A little bit of religious stuff. I like getting involved in the groundedness of real historical events like the Salem witch trials, which has had so many stories surrounding it, and that was a real life historical event. I think it'd be cool to really infuse all these different things that we've heard over the years of growing up in the world, infuse that into the MCU, and so it's like the multiverse seems like their ticket into expanding the universe. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the day when we can hear a little bit more. I can imagine that's why maybe Scott Derrickson probably didn't even want to do Multiverse of Madness, because it seems like they're really using both WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness to be their groundwork to change the universe.
Feels like they're like big train station where everyone's gonna go through and into their own separate worlds.
So it seems like it's going to be a lot more working from the top down as opposed to letting the director do what he wants to do. Anyway, this is a great video. Thank you, Warren, so much for putting this together. Subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder. Once he hits 550k subscribers, he will be giving away a PlayStation and an Xbox, original Xbox and a PlayStation 1. So, if you don't have those systems, if you threw them away, he'll be replacing that for you. Check out our Marvel Fantastic Four talk video.
And our Wolverine fan cast as well.
On his channel. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. And let's end this with a Michael B.
Miguel.
It was his birthday a few days ago.
Oh, man, Michael.
Just wanted to say, happy birthday to you. I hope Samantha sticks a finger in you. Happy birthday to you. Hope she sends you new pics. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday, Samantha, to you. You know what to do. You. I always know how to give the best couple advice.
Oh, yeah.
That's your birthday present, buddy. And check out his channel, Omni Media.